Our next guest on To Tell the Truth is His Royal Highness, the Sultan of Yanudha. We'll meet His Majesty in a moment, right after this message. And now let's meet the Sultan of Yanudha.
What is your name, please?
My name is Geoffrey Wong.
My name is Geoffrey Wong.
My name is Geoffrey Wong.
We'll play our game with Geoffrey Wong in a minute, after this word.
This is Walter Cronkite. Let's take a nostalgic look at 1964, when the Democrats and the Republicans last convened to nominate their national standard bearers. We were there. The CBS News convention team covered the events. But many things are different now. With Campaign 68 in full swing, we're also in full color. Once again, CBS News is ready to bring you intensive coverage of the largest, most colorful political conventions of the century. It will be my privilege to report these momentous gatherings, along with Eric Severai, Roger Mudd, Harry Reasoner, Mike Wallace, and all the Campaign 68 convention team. So be sure to join us in Miami and Chicago for complete coverage of the Republican and Democratic National Conventions.
Make your Campaign 68 convention date with CBS News.
Very well, panel. Please open your envelopes and follow along. I, Geoffrey Wong, was just elected Honorary Sultan of Yanudha, one of the 300 Fiji Island kingdoms. During my campaign, I promised to clean up junkyards, eliminate outdoor billboards, and bestow my personal favor on music, children, flowers, and banana splits with Scotch whiskey sauce. Once installed as Sultan of Yanudha, I ingratiated myself with the Fijians by putting the island's economy on the seashell standard and commanding my subjects to spend more time munching on papayas in the shade of the frangipani trees. Unfortunately, and for reasons beyond my control, my reign as Sultan of Yanudha lasted only a brief 14 days. Signed, Geoffrey Wong.
This portion of To Tell the Truth is brought to you by Clear, the self-polishing floor wax that dries clear as glass, never yellows. The next portion of To Tell the Truth is brought to you by the no-pest strip insecticide that kills small flying insects by remote control.
Panel, these three gentlemen all claim to be Geoffrey Wong. We'll start the cross-examination with Orson Bean.
Thank you. Well, number 3, I wish I were one of your subjects. It sounds like a wonderful way to live. If I wanted to, as an American citizen, could I buy property in Fiji?
That is permissible if you have sufficient capital.
Number 1, could I live off of a coconut plantation in Fiji, assuming I had enough money to buy a good-sized one? Can you make a living off one?
I think you can, yes.
Yeah, well, I may see you there shortly. Number 2, who arranged for this election to be held?
Well, it's a contest sponsored by the Syracuse Daily Orange in conjunction with Canadian Pacific Airlines.
Why would they be involved with Fiji?
Canadian Pacific flies out there.
Oh, do they?
Kitty Carlisle.
Fiji is under whose government, number 3?
It's part of the British Crown Colony system.
I see. And number 1, is it big enough, this island, to have outdoor billboards and junkyards and all that sort of thing?
It is about 150 acres.
How many people?
It would be about 150 people, somewhere like that.
And 150 people make all that mess, number 2?
Actually, were no billboards out there when I got there.
There what? There were none.
There were none.
He puts some up and then promises to take them down.
A good politician. Number 3, what kind of money did they use before you instituted the seashell standard?
Fijian pound system.
The what?
Fijian pound system.
Oh, pound. Thank you.
Bert Conley.
Yes, number 2, you had a short reign of only 14 days. Was that from, why is that?
Well, that was the length of the contest.
Oh, that was it?
Yes.
Not one too many banana splits or anything like that?
Oh, no.
Number 3, what is a frangipani tree, or whatever that is? A frangipani tree.
Well, it's a South Pacific large leaf plant similar to a banana plant.
I see. Number 1, is there fruit from that tree?
It is a fruit, yes.
Oh, I see. Number 2, it says there are 300 kingdoms in Fiji. Is that once upon a time there were 300?
No, there's 300 islands in Fiji, and each one has a native ruler.
Even today?
Yes.
I see.
Joanna Barnes.
Number 2, does that mean that there were 299 other people who were made sultans for 14 days?
Oh, no, this was just a publicity stunt where we took over the island for 14 days.
Number 3, when Britain goes on the decimal system, what's going to happen to the Fijian pound?
Since I converted to the seashell standard, I don't really see a problem.
I'm going to go home and get all my seashells and come right out there. Number 1, is there, as there often is in groups of islands in the Pacific, a one family name which is prominent in Fiji?
It is very true, but I don't know the family name. It used to be Lou that way.
That's all the time we have. Mark your ballots, if you will. And audience, when I say vote, please select number 1, number 2, or number 3. Are you ready? Vote. All right, let's see how our panel voted. Are all ballots marked? Okay, Bert, for whom did you vote?
Well, in spite of the frangipani tree and the 14-day rain and all those silly things, I think number 2 has great dignity, and he could be the king of almost anything.
Joanna.
I think he's got a terrific sense of humor, and I think that was a funny campaign, so I voted for him, too.
Orson.
I voted for number 1 because he looks to me like Noel Harrison, a friend of mine. He has the same expression as Noel Harrison, and Noel Harrison is the happiest man I know, and I figure that the second happiest man must live in Fiji, which is where I'm going to be living soon.
Kitty.
I voted for number 3 because I think he has the humor. Any man who could dream up the seashell standard versus the British pound has got my vote.
Very well, we'll find out how the audience voted and meet the real Geoffrey Wong in 1 minute. But now, this message.
How to kill insects automatically all summer long. You could do it if you had a can of insecticide 2 feet tall with a radar gizmo that automatically zeroes in on bugs. Good idea, but not very practical. This is, and it does the same job. The No Pest Strip insecticide from Shell. It kills flies and mosquitoes for up to 3 months. You don't have to lift a finger except to hang it up. The No Pest Strip is death on small flying insects anywhere in a 10 by 12 by 8 foot room, the size of a typical kitchen. And you won't smell it at work. Shell makes the No Pest Strip, and it has earned the Good Housekeeping seal. Get it at food, drug, and hardware stores and Shell stations. The No Pest Strip kills small flying insects day and night. And you don't have to lift a finger, except to hang it up.
Very well, panel. Votes are in. Let's see who got the most votes from our studio audience. Our audience voted for number 2. Time now to find out which of these 3 gentlemen is, in truth, the Sultan of Yanutha. Will the real Geoffrey Wong please stand up? Well done. May it point to an ever brighter career for you. Number 1, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Tim Chin. I'm the director of Wake Department at Charleston Ritz.
Thank you. And number 2, what is your real name and what do you do, sir?
My name is Alden Lee. I'm a vice president with Lease Plan International.
Thank you. And checking the score, we find that there were 1, 2, 3, 4 incorrect votes. 4 times $100, $400. Beats the frangipani anytime. Thanks for being with us. Goodbye and God bless you. We'll be back in a minute. First, this message.